took forever. Anyway, we have some important stuff to go over. And it's, God, I hate to throw more horrors against mankind at you, but that's kind of what we got to do, right? So let's go ahead and go off the top. The first horror of mankind I have to send you is this fan art from a Nubian. I don't even know what this was in response to. Is that helium? Is that juice telling me that I'm a he? I don't know what that is. But I know that it's from a Nubian, so it must be cursed. Anyway, thank you for your fan art submission. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. That all said, inflation. Oh, I was a balloon. I'm in the Sonic fandom. You'd think I'd know what inflation is. Anyway, here's the first horror against mankind that I have to show you. So, Stonewall. Stonewall. Do you remember the story of Stonewall? You remember what Stonewall was? Remember why it happened? Oh boy. The Stonewall riots were a series of spontaneous riots and demonstrations against police raids. Against the Stonewall Inn, specifically in that case. Stonewall Inn had a lot of LGBTQ people that frequented there. And of course, Stonewall, the actual Stonewall riots, this is the exact reason why we have pride parades now. When somebody wonders why we have pride parades and they wonder it loudly, remind them that it's because of the Stonewall riots. We are actually celebrating an actual historical event where people decided that they were done having all of the dumb shit that the police were doing to them happen. That is a very, very, very small version of what happened. That's not everything that happened for Stonewall, but Stonewall Inn itself was a place that was turned into a gay bar. It had been a restaurant and a nightclub for everybody for a while, but it got turned into a gay bar at one point. And then police were raiding it. And then, man, why are the police raiding only gay bars? Oh, is it possibly because homosexuality used to be something that was illegal? So, we're in an age now where homosexual marriage is legal, and yet we are dealing with this shit. Police raid a Pittsburgh gay bar, then reportedly ask for photos with Amanda Lepore. Oh boy. Law enforcement raided the Pittsburgh gay bar P-Town during a drag show featuring trans icon Amanda Lepore. But in a show of queer solidarity, performers and patrons kept the event going with an impromptu sidewalk show. On Friday, May 2nd, P-Town was hosting its recurring drag event, Another Party Pittsburgh. The show was hosted by local drag queen Indica, and famed nightlife icon Lepore was in attendance as a featured guest. Around 11:30 p.m., as drag performer Blade Matthew performed a rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody, 20 law enforcement officers in bulletproof vests entered the venue. Blade literally chose the longest song ever and made the cops wait, one attendee told the local outlet Q-Berg, said it was iconic. After Blade's performance ended, the officers ordered the performers and all 133 patrons to exit the establishment and wait outside. Indica told local outlet Q-Berg that they remained outside in the rain for 30 minutes and were offered no explanation from the officers other than that they were conducting a compliance check. Oh, boy. In a May 5th statement addressing the event, Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey said that the raid was performed by members of Pittsburgh's Nuisance Bar Task Force, which is comprised of representatives from the Pittsburgh Police and Fire Bureaus, the Department of Permits, Licenses, and Inspections, the Allegheny Court. I don't give a shit about all of the people involved here. Gainey's statement said that the raid was driven by a report to the city's Bureau of Fire, specifically asking for a check on overcrowding. He did not specify the identity of the person who requested this overcrowded check, but said that P-Town had an occupancy limit of 70. According to P-Town management, the bar completed renovations during its COVID shutdowns and is awaiting an updated permit from the city. Gainey added that he asked the acting chief of the Pittsburgh Police and the city's public safety director to review both the incident and the task force to ensure that we do our work with the greatest sensitivity to historical trauma. Yeah, Stonewall was a thing, and that we put any additional safeguards in place so that the process cannot be manipulated to harass any of our residents. So if I were to just take a guess, right, without reading further ahead, just thinking about what could have happened, I'm just going to assume that somebody decided to put an anonymous tip to have a police raid there because there was a fucking drag show happening. That's what seems to be what happened to me. Now, granted, I have no evidence of this. I am firing from the hip on this. I don't have anything that I can use to back this up specifically, but we may do some more digging in it just to see. But that is a guess that would not surprise me. But please understand that is not a claim I am making. I have nothing to defend that particular claim. I'm not saying that is a fact of what happened. There's a quote here saying that I want to first acknowledge the ways in which bar raids were used historically to harass and commit violence against members of the LGBT community. It is my intent that our actions as a city build upon, rather than undermine, that legitimate desire for safety. Although P-Town's statement noted that, to my knowledge, no patrons were mistreated. Also, Pimp Dig, thank you for the follow. Said, I'm just going to go. Okay, bye. Anyway, although P-Town's statement noted that, to my knowledge, no patrons were mistreated, such a large-scale police response occurring during a drag event, reportedly largely composed of trans performers, understandably evoked connections to the ways in which police raids on gay bars were once commonly used to arrest and assault queer and trans patrons. After all, the 1969 Stonewall riots were sparked by such an occurrence. The 2025 P-Town raid occurred 4 months into the second Trump administration, which has made targeting and scapegoating trans Americans a major agenda item. To your knowledge, no shit, Piggo. Said, my show, Another Party, was raided last night by 25 state police officers, the fire department, and liquor compliance, Indica tweeted on May 3rd. It's absolutely no surprise that the show they targeted was a predominantly trans and non-binary cast. It's happening, folks. Let's go ahead and look at that actual tweet real quick. Yeah, my show, Another Party, was raided. The police then literally asked for pictures with Amanda Lepore, and the undercover cops were tipping me like, what the fuck? Non-binaries deserve it. Real trans people don't. Man, I'm not going to respond to that. And reporting it does nothing because it's Twitter. Non-binary people deserve it. Shut the fuck up. Also, maybe just get yourself a swirly. I'm sorry. Indica added that some undercover cops tipped her during the raid, while other police officers recognized Lepore and asked for photos. The raid was a jarring experience in 2025, one attendee told Kuberg. We stood in the rain for 30 minutes or so until most patrons were let back in. Fortunately, the situation was calm and orderly, but they really just overtook this queer space with an entire fleet of police to count heads, or whatever their excuse was. Yet, rather than dispersing, Indica led the crowd in an impromptu a cappella version of Chappelle Roan's Pink Pony Club while dancing on the sidewalk and collecting tips. Guess what, divas? She said afterwards. This is why queer people have gotta stick the fuck together in 2025. Make some noise for the queer people in your life, everybody. And I think this is a good time to say this is one of the reasons why I say I'm going to be in Florida, but by the time this video goes out, I will already be in Florida, and likely the event, the court date, is already happening. I can tell that I'm tired, but I cannot stop going. So, Sarah Creator says, hang together or hang separately. Hang out together or you just hang separately. It's a very, very scary notion, but it is a true notion. It is something that we have to remember, because right now, the situation is that this is head counting, right? That's what it seems to be. This feels like something that could easily be a nothing burger. Or this could also be something to be concerned about. The problem is, only hindsight will tell us which one it is. And because we will not know which one it is, we will not know if this is a nothing burger that just happened to be a thing that happened and isn't actually indicative of future events, or if this is actually indicative of future events. We have no way of knowing right now. So the correct thing to do is be vigilant. And I'm not going to ask you to do any type of political organization right now. I'm going to ask you to do a different kind of organization in the what can we do about this situation. I think you need to be talking to your friends. I think you need to be talking to more of your close friends about trans rights, about issues that you're worried about how many of your friends you are concerned about shit like this happening to. Right now, it's a raid without any violence. In the past, we have seen history that violent raids that lead to an uprising have happened. We don't know until years in the future, or even months in the future, which one it's going to be. So maybe share this story with your friends and let them know why you have concerns. And you don't have to share it from my channel. I'd appreciate if you did. I would love if you did. I want my channel to grow. This is my livelihood. But if you end up sharing it from anywhere, make sure that you also share your concerns. Make sure that your friends and those around you know why you are worried and they are ready to back you up in case something goes sideways. We are not in the calm before the storm situation right now. Right now, Brown-Eyed Black Dragon, hello, thank you for the follow. Fox of Fate, thank you for redeeming your points for an you fucking degen. We are not in a situation where we are in the calm before the storm. We are watching several little storms happen. And each of these little storms could be the one that spins off 1,000 tornadoes. And we don't know which one it will be until later. So stay vigilant, keep informed, keep your friends informed, do not become a political island. You will not survive as a political island. Nobody does. Keep your mental health in check. Insert end of video tagline here. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full-time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fire Shard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.